Alrighty, so let's continue with our PoE playthrough. We're in Act 4, Part 4, but we're actually going to go back to Act 3 to get a Ascendancy done. So we're going to go back to Act 3. Now, you could do this after Act 4 if you want, but I want to do it as soon as possible to get the most out of it. So what we're going to do is go to Act 3, go to the middle of the town, click on the Ascendancy plaque. It's going to be opening up a area where you can click on. And how we got these, we're doing the Trial of Ascendancies. If you've been following this guide, we've done every single one. So we're for this one, we can get the waypoint too. And now we are going to activate the labyrinth. So we're just gonna click where it says activate, and it's gonna open up an area. Now, important thing with this, you cannot use your town portal. This is a one time you go. If you fail, you do it again, and it's okay if you fail. These things are one of the most difficult things in the entire game for beginner players. So if you fail this thing, don't worry. You're going to have to reset, but the first one's really easy. So we're coming up to a boss, and his name is Izaro. He can easily one-shot, especially because we have no physical damage reduction. We have to rely off of the evade mechanic, but we're so fast, the chances of him hitting us are pretty slim. So right now we're on the Aspirant's Trial. So what we're looking to do is just go up into the, it's usually up into like the left or right, like on the top. And if you see any of these crafting recipes, click on them. So now we're going to fight him. We're going to have to fight him in multiple phases, but every time we eliminate him, like he goes out of his phase. So starting right off, throw a bunch of these sentries, kind of space them out. So when you see him jump, you want to be very cautious. That could probably kill us if it hits. And when you hear a lot of sounds, be very cautious with him. You can also destroy these little like statues to make him a little bit weaker. But you can, yeah. So he already phased out because we've got so much damage, and if you've been following this, yeah, you're gonna have a pretty easy time with him. Actually, we do have some armor right here. It's 96. It's not much, but it's there. But you want to be at least like level, I'd say like 35 would be a good like a good amount. If you want to be over leveled, sometimes people finish Act 4. There's some puzzles in here, but what we're looking to do in these areas is just kind of just go up and away from the entrance. The first ascendancy is pretty easy. But if you want to know where to go, you click on these little like labyrinth maps. So the first one is like so straightforward, but there are ones where you really want to look where to go. So right now we're here. Going here doesn't really help us. So if we end up going right there through this passage like we did, we actually want to go back over here potentially to get the exit right here a little bit earlier. So we can go this route or maybe this route, and we can get the other exit. Sometimes it's just faster. Like maybe it's right there. I don't know. But because this is the first one, it's like so fast to get to the next area. We're just going to continue right here. But take your time with these. The reason why is if you die, you have to reset the whole thing. You can't like portal out, portal in. You got to reset. And these layouts, they can be a little bit different. There's lots of traps in here, so be very careful. If you want to, run more life flasks if you want to. And like I said, take your time. I know I'm going like super duper fast, and that's because I've done this so many times. Ooh, we got a 2-stone ring. Cool. Oh, we got our first, I think that's our first unique that we've gotten in the game. Now, a unique is the same as like a legendary if you played in Diablo, but they're not super like best in slot. I mean, I select a lot of these legendary ones when we buy stuff, and the reason why is it makes it easier for people to follow along as a guide to have like some base core items. But this one is like one exception. This thing and this are like you really kind of need these, and they're super cheap too. But like these will really help out. This, I mean, it's like okay. This is just giving us movement speed, which again lets us go through the campaign much faster. But if you don't have your flasks up, feel free to go back, kill some monsters, because it really helps to have your HP flasks here. Because this guy, he could maybe one-shot us. So we'll activate our sniper's mark as soon as he comes out. Watch out for that slam. And you need hear kind of like a sound winding up. Be a little cautious. Make sure you're moving around, not holding still. Summon your sentries, so you do some damage. That's the only real move that you got to be really, really cautious of. That little like shockwave attack can be something that does a decent amount of damage as well. But he hits really hard for physical damage, and that's why he can be dangerous. Like even though we have like right now in terms of this, it says 76% chance to evade the attack. If he does the slam and you get hit by it, we have how much physical damage reduction? 23% physical damage reduction. That's actually not too bad, to be honest. Since I'm not really scaling it. I think the only thing we have is like our helmet that gives us armor. Right, we might actually have to do this area. Sometimes you're forced to do that mechanic. Sometimes you can skip out by going around. So we're going to have to go through like the fire area. So this area, take it slow. Take your time. So like once it gets red, lava comes up. Chill. Just wait. Hit the lever. Later, these will get a lot more difficult as some of these things will be timed. But once the fire goes away, or is starting to go away, this one's going to open up this one. This one opens up like the next. You can look at the minimap to see where the gate like opens up. So pay attention to this a lot, but also pay attention to this because if you're taking burning damage while the saw blade comes out, you will pop almost instantly. It's a very dangerous thing. Watch out for these as well. Those can do massive amounts of damage. If you don't pay attention and you're not full HP, you could be dead very, very fast. So we have another skill point. Be careful when you put skill points and stuff here because a monster could come out and insta you. There's a lot of secrets too. There's like secret passageways that you can click on. So look out for those as well in the what's called the labyrinth. So the next thing that we'll do now is we will put in a skill point into the health mastery. As long as again we don't go over that threshold of like was it like 1300 accuracy, will be okay. We're gonna get the 10% increase in maximum life. We'll be good to go. Later we'll get a bow mastery one that'll give us plus 500 to accuracy. So we'll be safe. Alright, binding good. If you want to get this extra like reward, you can feel free to do so. Some of these rewards are like okay earlier on. You're probably better off honestly doing the move mechanic, but let's see what we get. We get an extra silver key.
There must be a silver door.
So let's keep on going. And we should be coming up to the final area very soon. And if you want to find out where you're at, just click on any of these. So we just got to go to the right. Usually these are relatively accurate. And there's a website, if you just go to like Google PoE Lab, it'll give you the layout. These change every day. So yours may look a little different, but it's basically the same. Same concepts. And they'll get harder, because we're going to actually have to do the lab 4 different times. Oh, something dropped. Oh, it's just a whetstone. Why is it making that sound for the whetstone? Let's see. Where are we? Do we go to a different direction? Is there a different exit? Oh, okay. So we want to actually go back. Let's see if we can find a different exit here. Oh, there's the exit right there. Just careful on some of these doors. These doors will have like spikes. Come out horizontally.
My mana is gone.
All right, the final one right here, coming up.
Can afford to be promising. An emperor must
We got this done in like 10 minutes. That was really fast.
navigate your empire.
It's because our movement speed is so good right now. Remember, that's the attack you want to get rid of.
Inheritance.
dropped another unique item, a royal staff. This one's actually pretty good for leveling. Dropped some keys, gauntlet, a jewel. That's our first jewel. So how a jewel works is they go inside of the tree. So if we were to get this jewel socket, let me identify this jewel real quick. We could put this inside right here in the tree. It's really cool. But now we got to open up these. Oh, yeah, 2. Okay. A regal orb, a warhammer. Most of the uniques in this game, honestly, aren't really worth too much.
For this is the ending that we all.
But the most important thing is we click on this Altar of Ascendancy, and now we can ascend to our secondary class. Basically, it's like an upgrade class. We're going to select Deadeye. Now, it's kind of up to you on what you want to get earlier on. I probably would not recommend getting Focal Point, but it is like actually pretty nice against bosses. But since we don't have like Mark on Hit yet, which we'll get very soon, so if you want to think about getting it, you can get Mark on Hit. We can also do Hex Touch, and then we can do Whispers of Doom. That's another option. But we can get this skill actually at towards the end of Act 4. So we'll get this, but it's like towards like the end. But it's up to you on what you want to get. Mirage Archers is actually kind of nice, to be honest. A lot of people like undervalue this one. That just lets you have multiple Mirage Archer. And lets you basically shoot things once and then keep on moving, and things will just clear up very fast. I like getting Gathering Winds earlier on because it gives you Tailwind, which increases your action speed, which is a more multiplier on anything that you do. It's really nice to have. A lot of times people will get Ricochet, but because I got Wraths, and since Wrath is super cheap, like everyone can get it, you can go if you want to. I'm going to get this first because I really heavily favor, again, I know I mentioned it several times, but attack speed and movement speed are really good. And let's just go way faster. You can get Ricochet, you can get Endless Munitions. These are really great options as well. So you start off, you put 2 points here, and then you get 2 points here. So we're going to put 2 points here, 2 points here, 2 points here, and then the last one that we get is Focal Point. That's at least right now, that's what I want. There's also a shrine you can enhance some gloves. So I can put my gloves in here, and it's going to inflict Trigger Word of Ire when hit. So if I do this, it's going to make these require us to be level 32, but it's going to give us an enchantment. What is this ability to trigger Word of Ire? I don't know. Trigger Word of Ire. You're going to actually have to Google this because there's so many, and I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what each one does. So what does this one do? So releases charge spinning copy of your weapon or its projectiles that rotates in a point. So it has a cooldown of 10 seconds, and this is what it does. You just would have to look it up. There's so many of these. For the most part, the glove one is meh. The important one is the helm, and like the boot one can be okay, and later you can do modifications to belts as well. But after you do that, after you selected your Deadeye, you're good to go. We're gonna go back to town, and now we're gonna start Act 4 with the upgrade, and it's massive to do this because now we're gonna have Tailwind, which is gonna be much faster. So in the very beginning, you're gonna go over here, and then it's gonna be like, oh, you can't go over here. Oh, okay, it's blocked. There we go. And then we can talk to the NPCs if we want to, but all that matters is this is where we came in. We're going to go down here to the Dried Lake and kill a boss. It's going to drop something that opens this up. Oh, we also had a bunch of unique items. Let me clear out the inventory real quick. So, identify all of the unique items. You can see what they do. Increased duration of curses. On us, the Storm Heart could be okay. Gives us a decent amount of cold damage. Cool stuff. And then this one gives us some resistances, extra attack speed. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to sell these, and some of these will give us Alch Shards, which is actually a pretty good thing. Accuracy rating, some life, some armor. How much life does this give us? It's like a small amount of life for extra armor versus evasion. I'll take the evasion rating.
See ya.
Okay, we've got a ring over here. Does it give us life? It gives us life. Which one is much better? I mean, either way, I mean, does it give us cold? What's our cold res? We still keep max resistances. We lose a little bit of cold res, but it's going to give us 20 to life versus 4. I'll take it. And it gives us accuracy rating, which is a stat that I heavily value right now because I need to maintain a low amount of life, but I still want to have HP. So now we have some Rim Sword. Look how fast we're clearing out content too. Woo! Oh, there's one for... Oh, was Grace not even activated the whole time we were doing that? That's actually really... really bad. But we survived, so I guess it doesn't matter, right? As long as we live. So basically you just go down from where we started off. There's going to be a boss eventually. Click on any shrines that you see. But hopefully soon we'll get a 5 linked item. Either by a drop, but more than likely we'll get it via just like 1 to 2 chaos orbs. We'll get maybe another chest piece. But it's going to be hard for me to forego this particular chest piece because the extra move speed is just so good. Activate your sniper's mark on this guy and get him down real fast. For the banner. Just go back. You can log out if you want to save 1 portal scroll, but at this point it's not super important to save every single like portal scroll. What I do want to get though is there's a bunch of extra accuracy, increased damage with bows. These are all like pretty nice to get. I want to path over here and grab this one, these sets, and we'd also get some more life, but we're gonna get this bow master that gives us increased accuracy per green socket on a bow. We can spec out of it later. It's just right now I like getting that because it maintains the ability as we get more levels, we're also going to get more HP. And we need to maintain that accuracy level up until we remove that specific node.
I'm not up to that just yet.
But it's a massive thing to have. And so what we're looking for next is the Indomitable Spirit. It's a skill point quest over here. Like the only thing that we need to do here. Get all the crafting recipes. We'll talk more about that when the time comes. Go ahead and do that again. Go out of the room. I forgot if it's mine's 1 or 2. There is a quest here that we need to access. So if you've seen these sulfite, you can click on it. It's for a mechanic called Bell. I believe it's on 2. But we got to talk to Nico over there. We could just advance here, and if it's in level 1, we could just walk back. But there is a quest to be done here. So we gotta free a soul.
Feels like something stirring in its sleep.
We're just moving so fast. Love it. Oh, there's a fort in the bow. But it's really near impossible to forgo chain. It's just so big early on. Okay, so it is on mine's level 2. So we gotta free your spirit. Some stuff. There we go. This. So we're at 7 out of 8. Oh, so the next ones we gotta actually do it because I don't think we can store them past the number. We can do all of those at once to see what we get for a reward. Now we're going to the crystal veins. 36 or 38. But you can see these little like gathering winds. That's our action speed. When we do different abilities, it makes those go up. Now let's just go so much faster. It's a very welcoming thing. The Burning Man, we're gonna stay a little bit away from him. Drop anything good? Nope. Yeah, he dropped a life flask, but pretty much from here on out, we're gonna be a-okay up until I'd say pretty much the bosses. So now we have 2 different paths to take. It doesn't really matter which one you take first. Just pick whatever one. Since I'm doing this one, just take the same one. So we're in Kingdom's Dream right here. We'll be fighting 2 bosses coming up. So I'll go select the room. And so where are we right now? We have barely any resolve left. Oh, both of these have currencies. Ooh. All right. Well, at least if we can get one Chaos Orb on completion of this would be awesome. Then maybe we can buy some upgrades. Maybe we can finally get that Ondars, that 4-linked Ondars. Awesome. We can actually go buy a mark on hit support off of the player, because we can't buy it off the NPCs right now until like basically the end. It's a certain quest that we have to finish. I'll double check what the quest is. These things take kind of a long time to open up. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go up here. Well, I mean, I could get the extra life. Probably not a bad idea. Okay, so now we're gonna continue. Continue in the next room. Alright, so we have 3 options. Oh wait, we're supposed to get... Alright, weren't we supposed to get some bonus? Oh, did it not click on the thing? No. I think we didn't click on the reward. Alright. Floor tags. 30% increased life. Oh, that's bad. But I didn't like the other one. Of minus 100 HP. We'd only have 10 at that point. It's not a boss, we're good on that. Okay, so double on this next floor. Oh, whoops. Oh, I guess we have to get to the next area. I didn't want to exit the Chaos stream. Not yet, but it's okay. It's not a big deal because, like, sometimes people don't want to do the league mechanic, and that's fine. I'm just doing them kind of like in between once in a while, especially if we're already maxed out, because I want to be able to talk about this game in terms of doing like the league mechanic. Well, at least maybe once every play session, we'll do like we'll attempt to do like a couple floors. And the reason why is I want to see, you know, if I'm making like a review video of the league, I like to be able to say, you know, like early game, you know, it was super rewarding, or it was not worth doing, you know, early game. But I can tell you for sure, at least as of right now, it's definitely like okay to do. But I always feel like most of the time, if it ends up going into a completely different area, it's just too slow. You're better off just trying to get to the end of the game as quickly as possible, because the end game gives you better rewards. Obviously, enemies are going to be harder, but it's just part of it.
I'm not up to that.
There we go, get the waypoint.
Good.
Our bindings are actually quite nice to get. It makes a rare item with up to 4 sockets. So if we see like any items, specifically in our case, it would just be like gloves, because I don't know if we can really replace the helmet. 20% more attack speed and 20% extra move speed. There's not going to be a helmet really with that. Later we'll get some extra attack speed, and we'll get some more life. Sarconges is probably what we'll go for. Two stone. Pick up the 2 stone rings. Some of them are like kind of decent. Covers what, 1200 life? Alright, well that's a little bit more. Immunity shot. Reduced recovery rate, increased amount recovered. Okay, that's fine. Because this build, it's like kind of live or die pretty fast. So we're gonna cast Sniper's Mark above the Kaon. Just keep shooting him. He's not really that difficult. He's actually one of the coolest bosses, I think, in the game in terms of like Okay, like he jumps in the lava, then he comes out. It's pretty cool, but we'll probably cycle him before he can even jump in the lava. But he can jump in lava, but he got melted. So now that we're done with him, as long as we get his little orb, the little skull with the crystals in it, go back to the crystal veins, and you can talk to Dahlia, and then it gets rid of it out of your inventory. But you get 2 of these. You get a blue one, you get a red one. You combine them. A bow. Oh, silver branch. It's a unique item. It's like really decent for like really low levels, but this is like one of the best bows in the entire game for leveling. You can use it forever if you want to. It's actually that good. +2 to chain is like absolutely insane, and it gives you plus up to 80% elemental damage. So yeah, and it's a really cheap bow, which is excellent for, you know, beginners. Certain items, they are very good, but they're very expensive. Get some more HP. Get some more damage very soon as well.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Finish off this. Alright, so we're on the boss. Ooh, hoo, hoo. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it. How much HP do we have? Let's see. As long as we can survive a couple hits. Ooh, it's a new boss. These guys are easy. They're so slow. And with all this movement speed, with a sniper's mark on them. Just gotta watch out. Oh, we're only 92 resolve. Oh, what the heck? That thing is so unfair. That covers like the entire screen. Well, there it is. Rip. But we're supposed to keep on getting stronger. I wish we picked up that relic. That would have been good. But it's gone now. And we didn't even die because of like our HP at all. It's just like that little energy bar. It went away. Because with our evasion, we wouldn't have gotten hit anyways. But it's part of the league mechanic. You're not supposed to be able to complete all the runs in the very first try. But hello, Nim. How you doing? Ooh, we're in the Grand Arena now.
Kill confirmed.
Alright, yep, kill confirmed indeed. Get the armor scrap.
Daddy, chill.
We made it down to congratulations. We gotta make it to maps hopefully today. Act 4. Act 4 I want to say is relatively short. I'm trying to remember. Like after we do this, then we go to the Belly of the Beast. I mean the longer edition of it's like the extra 10 minutes of doing like the Trial of Ascendancy. We got an Instilling Orb. Which is used to modify flasks, which we will talk about when the time comes. So we'll apply the mark on him. There's some bosses in PoE, like that other one, like it had some like giant explosion. It was like really easy. We weren't even taking like any damage. But the whole like little energy bar makes things a little bit more challenging. I'm not even sure where you're supposed to go. Sometimes there are areas where like you gotta stand inside this little specific circle, and it's a trial and error sort of thing. Now we go back. center, and we give her the other head, and she creates a giant laser, but we can just enter without the laser going off. But let's see if she still does it. No, well, what happens is the laser comes out and it opens up this area. But we were too fast. We got all that movement speed. Coming to a multi-boss over here. Oh, we actually finished the Indomitable Spirit too, so we gotta talk to Tetsuni for our reward. Oh, we just blasted through this act. But that's how some acts are. You finish them in like just literally... Like without the little like lab that we did, it's called the Labyrinth, to get our like super class, the Deadeye. This act could have been done maybe in 20 minutes. It's because we have insane movement speed. Our clear speed is absolutely insane. We even did the new leak mechanic, but I'm just gonna try to rush towards the end. But if we see any more of those, we can activate them and just save them for like the next one. What is it? Build 38 and we're 41. Okay, we can advance through this a little faster then. Just keep on going. Since on the top right, you'll see that the monster level is 38. And it's because we've been doing the Forbidden Sanctum things. And those are actually giving a pretty good amount of XP, which is actually really good. And now we can get this one over here. What's our accuracy? I need to maintain 1200. Okay. Ooh. We're coming to that point where like we need to get more accuracy soon. Because we might lose out on that bonus. We don't want that. But I know how we can get 500 real easy.
You see what happens when you hunt dreams.
So we can go up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit. The faster one that we can get towards if we want it, which I will consider. But we're gonna have to respec out of all those. A lot of corrupted blood. This could be a little dangerous. So she does just basically a 360 laser beam. But other than that, most of the stuff doesn't do too much damage. By that sniper's mark, so we get some more damage. Just keep walking around as she does that. So we've died 0 times, right?
You just earned yourself
0 deaths right there. You can type in /deaths or /time like played. I think it's played. Oh, I don't know. What did they change it to? Okay, so we were playing for about 5 hours. But also sometimes I AFK. I could take a break in between, but I leave the thing on. Because we're about, I think, 4 hours. Yeah, I'm looking at the timer. It's about 4-ish hours in total. So now we're in the harvest, and what we're gonna do in the harvest, we're gonna kill these 3 different bosses. So with this boss, Shara, what you want to do is when she summons a bunch of books like this, don't stand on the books, they pop. She also has a giant orb, so you don't want to get too close to her. But I mean,
We destroy so much beauty.
honestly,
in
our build's like so good, doesn't matter. Most elemental hits at this point, since we're capped on resistance, we won't die. But the only thing that's gonna hit us and kill us is hard physical hits. Ooh, an Onyx Amulet. That's Carnage Heart. That will probably be an okay item. No, I mean, it gives us some attributes, gives us extra elemental resistances, and physical attached damage leeches life. It's like okay for like beginner, because it gives you a bunch of like stat points, and you may need those to equip like some of your pieces of gear. Actually, we gotta go down here. So the Chev is usually here, and then the bottom we have Dodri. We can get the waypoint. Yeah, this act is actually really fast. So how Dodri's Arena works is there's a bunch of these overlapping circles. These curse us with some sort of negative effect. So this one makes us take more physical damage, that's the red one. The purple one is temporal change, so we move slower. And the other one, the green one, is enfeeble, so we deal less damage. And you don't want to stand in all three, because if you stand in the overlap, in the Venn diagram, yeah, you'll take more damage. You'll take more damage, you'll deal less damage. This one's one of the more annoying ones. Just throw that sniper's mark on and just start going to town. Ideally, you stay in the red one, because, like, she ain't gonna hit us. We're too fast. Oh,
You were your own worst enemy, Doedri.
This.
I'm not up to that just yet.
I don't think Carnage Heart is worth anything, but we could check like later. I'm just want to get through this act. Just go fast, and then we're on Beligros. Upgrade all our gems. Sniper's mark. Start going to town. And then we can get our mark on hit support. Woo, mountains. Oh, got no room.
Your kind leave nothing but scars, Maradara.
This one is tanky. He's tankier than like the boss over here. Some of these arch nemesis monsters, these yellow ones, they can get pretty nasty. Alright, we'll take it home. Alright, so this is what I was talking about before. These are the fracture items. So this one, no matter what, it'll always have this extra lightning resistance. I don't really care about that one. The only roll that I would really like, be like, ooh, I kind of want, is if it was something along the lines of like mana reservation efficiency. But that probably won't spawn in here. Alright, we're gonna go back to town real quick since we have the waypoint. We gotta talk to some of the NPCs, get some rewards. Tatsuni will give us our reward for the spirit. So get that real quick. 2 extra skill points. So we're gonna path over here and we're gonna get all of these. Alternatively, if I wanted to get this earlier, I could put what, 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of like 7. These aren't bad, but I'm gonna unspec out of these if I was to get these anyways. It's kind of up to you on what you want to do. If your accuracy happen to go lower than your HP, because we're like really pushing it right now, then yeah, that could be a thing. But this gives us extra accuracy with bows. That's fine. It's kind of up to you. Alright, so now let's go back to the harvest here. Go to the Black Core and fight the boss, Malachi.
You and I will create the most beautiful of nightmares together. Creation, usually the concern of nature.
So mark on hit support is gained
Now, Exile!
via the Eternal Night Arrow attack, which I believe is this quest. And then we're going to be getting our Golem next. We complete Act 4 for our reward. Let's get a Sniper's Mark, apply that. So we have to attack Piety. There comes to some points where you gotta attack her instead of the boss.
Now, Exile!
Put the mark on him.
Embrace the future.
And he's gone. Pretty fast, pretty fast. The Black Heart.
Let us see if you truly understand what it means to be.
That's why I like these sentries, because like some of these bosses, they talk too much and lets you set up. So he has tentacles that go right in front of him. And don't touch the red balls that he shoots out. Eventually, you can't attack him, and then you're gonna have to attack the Heart of the Beast, but these go down real fast. And then you can attack him again for a little bit, and then he'll be like, "You can't hit me anymore." We're gonna attack the other heart, which will be this one over here. We attack him again.
are being selfish. Nightmare is the true container.
He also has this little like red ball that follows you. It's a giant like circle. Don't touch that one either. Where is he hiding? Oh, there he is. And look at Sniper's Mark again. He'll go down real fast. We'll pick up the gauntlets. And we'll identify the gauntlets, see if they're any good. No accuracy ratings, so we don't want them. We definitely get some better gloves. I mean, we're so good on resistances right now. So now we're gonna go back to Highgate, talk to all the people. They'll say thank you. They'll give us some rewards.
Stay in the light.
So now we get to get greater multiple projectiles. If we want this, it'll shoot more arrows, but it gives us a less damage multiplier, and I don't really like that. If you want to get any of these, feel free to choose the one that you want, but you can see which ones actually do work. But this already has chain 2 times, and it's just excellent. This one also has like a less damage multiplier. Barrage can be okay. You take it. It just lets us shoot a bunch of like arrows instead of like fanning out. It just puts them in a straight line. So now we get our first summon for our build. So it's kind of up to you what you want, but you can mouse over it and you can see what it does. I want to get the Ice Golem because it gives us increased accuracy. I've been talking about accuracy for like, you know, most of this playthrough. So we'll go ahead and finish that quest off. Oh, we didn't talk to Setsuni for the +1 skill, I believe. And we're going to go to the next act. This one was actually pretty short. Oh, did we already get the skill point? I guess we did. That's the, what is it? The Indomitable Spirit quest. That gives us an extra skill point. And this one has no trial of ascendancy. And neither does, I believe Act 5 doesn't have a trial either. But now we're going to go to Descent. It's really fast for this one. We're like 40 minutes in, but we're still not done. We need to get to the next act of this. We're just zooming. And everything's been pretty easy. 0 deaths, which is good. Good stuff indeed after the Sniper's Mark. Pretty much just go up. You see a small sliver, you get this small little path. I'll hit this lever, and then it's going to create a portal. I'm going to go to Oriath, go into the slave pens. We'll read that later. We'll just get to the next one. Get the waypoint just in case, since it's right here anyways. Basically just getting to the next area. Look how fast everything is melting. Super smooth playthrough. Oh, here's the elite. Let's kill him. Got him. He's gone. Whew. It's a nice little pop. That's why I love Lightning Arrow. All those chains, all the pops. Super satisfying. So in these areas, you may see that there's like a broken gate. If there's any broken gates, you can go through them to go on the high or low ground. Actually, might need to go down this way. So what I mean by that is if there's any like break in the gate here, it's actually really important for like doing things a lot faster in this game. We'll mention it because there's going to be a few tile sets that have this where there's a broken area and we can teleport towards. There's a boss here that we got to kill. And then once he's dead, got a Moonstone Ring that gives us extra energy shield as it's like implicit. Stuff is leveling up. They're going to throw down a gate for us once we eliminate that boss. And then we get to the next act, which is Act 5. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed Part 4. We'll resume on Part 5, Act 5 very soon. Drop a like on your way out. It helps the channel a lot. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in Part 5, Act 5. Peace.